So I just uploaded a video about the sexist attacks that Kamala Harris is facing. Now let's talk about unattainable beauty standards. So this story hits a little close to home, both because I'm a woman and because of my I spend way too much time on TikTok, an ungodly amount of time. Women who spend time on TikTok feel less satisfied with their bodies, study suggests. Women who spend time on TikTok are at a greater risk of disliking their own bodies and feeling worse about their appearance, especially if they've been exposed to pro-anorexic content, a study published Wednesday suggests. Australian researchers surveyed 273 women aged 18 to 28 from July 2021 to October 2021 about their TikTok use. As part of the study, the participants were then shown what was referred to as pro-anorexia, also known as pro-ana, images. The study found that the women surveyed had a negative body reaction about as little as 10 minutes had a negative body reaction after as little as 10 minutes viewing content on TikTok. That's hard to say. Because disordered eating content is so prevalent on TikTok, there was also the possibility that TikTok users in our study would be somewhat inoculated to its effects, but that certainly was not the case. Rachel Hogg, senior lecturer in the School of Psychology at Australia's Charles Sturt University, said in an email to NBC News. Hogg and her colleague Madison Blackburn conducted the study. The new findings add to previous research about the potential risks of social media when it comes to young women and body images. Common Sense Media, a group that studies how media and technology influences kids and families, and the British advocacy nonprofit Centre for Countering Digital Hate, have highlighted similar concerns about TikTok in recent research. Meta, the parent company of Instagram, also came under scrutiny in 2021 after an explosive Wall Street Journal report found that the company knew its platform could be toxic to teen mental health. Some have sued platforms like Meta and TikTok, claiming apps like Instagram have been damaging to children. These are illnesses that thrive in silence, right? And so part of, I think, what the digital world has the opportunity to do is connect people to resources that help them be less alone. Dorian Marshall, CEO of the National Eating Disorder Association, told NBC News. In the new study, Blackburn and Hogg pointed TikTok's For You page algorithm as the reason the platform differs from others when it comes to showing people dangerous content. TikTok's algorithm generally curates itself as a user's interest and shows them content that is similar to what they engage with. If a person likes, comments, saves, or shares a video, the algorithm will likely show the user similar content. The algorithm on TikTok is much more influential than the choices of individual users in determining the content they see on their For You page, Hogg said. According to the study, having trouble talking today, 64% of the women told researchers that they had previously been exposed to disordered eating content on their For You page. It's unclear whether content that the researchers labeled as pro-ana can cause long-term issues, or whether they specifically focused on how young women felt immediately after using the platform and seeing pro-ana images. So, I mean, as the article mentions, it's not a secret, these days that social media can have bad effects on one's mental health. I've definitely experienced that. I mean, I've experienced, you see some really attractive woman on TikTok and then, Facebook or something, Instagram, and then you feel bad about yourself because you're like, oh, I'll never look like that. Or like you see someone, in their vacation photos, they're in Paris, they're in New York City, they're doing all kinds of cool stuff. And you're like, God damn, my life's not that interesting. I must be a loser. So that's something I've personally experienced. It's something a lot of people have experienced. And it's a sign, I think, that, as a culture, we need to become more acclimated to, and we are becoming more acclimated to different body types, different, embracing the difference rather than forcing people to conform to a specific standard. Now, there's been progress, but there's still more progress to be made. There always is. And also part of it is just trying to reframe our relationship to our social media platforms. So, trying to limit ourselves. I say as I'm filming YouTube videos, trying to reframe. So if we start going down negative rabbit holes about our looks or our jobs or whatever, trying to reframe, trying to remember, when people, if someone's a supermodel, you know, we don't, our self-worth shouldn't come from looking like a supermodel or not. Or, if someone looks like they're on an expensive vacation, that doesn't mean our life isn't good or valuable. So just like, reframing our relationship to our social media in the hopes of minimizing the damage it does to our mental health. I guess one final point that's sort of connected to all this. I wouldn't say, though, like some of the people I think would look at that and say, okay, we should ban TikTok or we should ban this social media platform or that one because of the bad mental health effects. Now that I would say no. We shouldn't ban TikTok or any other social media due to the negative effects on our mental health. Because, the internet's a great place. We all have a love-hate relationship with it. It's a terrible place. It's a great place. But we shouldn't discount the positives of the internet just because there are negatives. And we should allow adults to make their own decisions. And we should allow parents to, think through when they want their child to have internet access or how much and whatnot. Use protection, parent locks, child locks, and things like that. So like the goal is a healthy relationship with social media, not getting rid of social media. And I think if we do that, then many women, people in general, but in this case, more women will have better self-esteem, feel less bad about their looks and all the rest. Because the goal for all of us is to be happy and comfortable in our own skin. And again, that requires us changing our relationship to social media, as well as requiring just a change in, the general consciousness of our society.